What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here. That's kind of cool looking. All the lights look like they're lightsabers. That's right. It's like I've got my own Game of Thrones here with lightsabers. I'm on my throne here. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's had a good weekend. Tomorrow is week number 2 in the NFL season. We're already on week number 2 of 18 weeks of the season. Don't know how this week is going to go. I'll say this much. It really can't go much worse than what it did. Well, no, it could go worse. It could go worse. It definitely could be worse. But we've lost our quarterback. You know, we're still waiting for people to get back. Michael Gallup is getting closer. Jason Peters has yet to do any actual practice with players and stuff. And so for everybody who's out there that's saying, well, we need to sign and bring in this guy or that guy, you know, go ahead and get T.Y. Hilton. Here's the thing. The way the Cowboys are doing stuff, I think I'm about to run out of gas on this tank. Wow. Okay. Keep talking, Mark. I'm going to have to change the tank. I mean, I got another tank down there, but that means I got to stop and start over. Damn. Ain't this a mother humper? You know, this is broke-ass media. I got to do everything. Hold on a second. I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. Just give me a second here, okay? All right. And in fact, I can keep talking. I've got this wireless microphone while I'm here. Okay, so we have two teams that both have some issues, okay? I mean, right now, you have to say that Cincinnati losing to Pittsburgh, losing in their division, actually is worse than us losing to Tampa Bay. And if they end up losing a second game, be it, though, out of the conference isn't as bad as losing in the conference, and that's the same thing for us as well, you still don't want to go 0-2, because at 0-2, past history tells us that 0-2 makes it a lot harder to make the playoffs. In fact, only 9% of the teams that start off 0-2 end up making the playoffs. So we don't want that to happen. Cincy did not look good last week. They had a lot of issues. They had a lot of issues on the offensive line, and quite frankly, La'el Collins, who has basically thrown the Cowboys under the bus, basically saying he wasn't getting what he needed from Joe Pheben, and I might not disagree with that. I am really not sure that Joe Pheben is a good offensive line coach. We have not really seen a lot of guys that are going to another level. I really miss Marco Colombo, but, you know, Jerry Jones likes his yes men, and Marco Colombo was not a yes man. And maybe that's the problem. We keep getting all these guys that just agree with Jerry Jones and let Jerry Jones doing his thing, but he's the owner, so what can you do? It's kind of like, well, I can be Jerry's little biatch and get a whole lot of money, or I can be unemployed. And I guess in some regards, it's better to be employed. But our offensive line, between last year's penalties and already starting out with this year's penalties, you have to start looking at the coach and wonder if Joe Pheben is any better than Mike Nolan was. You have to look at Kellen Moore and his play calling. You know, coaching matters. Coaching matters. You need coaches that understand how to put players in positions to win. If players are knowing what you're going to do, you know, half of the problem of figuring out a problem is knowing what the problem is. So if you know where a guy is going to be, if you know where the ball is going to go, it's half the problem of defeating that play. And that is, in a sense, a problem. But the thing that's kind of amazing to me, though, is I know Cincinnati was just in the Super Bowl, and maybe that does give them some cause to to be able to talk. But they're talking a whole lot, from Lyle Collins to, leaving Dallas and throwing the coach under the bus, and Jamar Chase talking about, Diggs' great skills when it comes to basically targeting the football, but basically said he's ass as far as covering. I hope that the Dallas Cowboys, because Jerry Jones was right about one thing. When you lose an important player, that means that everybody else has to take up the slack, that everybody else has to step up and give a little bit more than what they were doing before. And quite frankly, on the offense, we got a whole lot of guys that should be given a hell of a lot more than what they gave last week. And if that does in fact happen, if we do in fact get guys playing better than they did last week, including the coaching staff calling a better game, that maybe Mike McCarthy dealing with Kellen Moore, that if we can just, instead of 3 and outs, like we did last week, where we're not taking any time off the clock and we leave our defense out there to dry, if we can at least control field position, control the time on the clock, grind this thing out. We don't want to get into a shootout. We cannot get into a shootout. We must establish the run. And this whole thing of saying, we don't want Zeke to have more than 16 carries, throw that out the window. You need Zeke to carry about 20 times. You need to use 12 personnel. I've seen you guys use 12 personnel in preseason with Cooper Rush to perfection. Use Jake Ferguson, because I tell you what, Jake Ferguson will get more separation than the wide receivers you have out there. And if you do this, you have a chance at home to win. And quite frankly, if you were a betting man, I'd say take the 7.5 points, because I don't think Cincinnati, with that offensive line going against our strength of that offensive front, is going to be able to is not going to be able to make a whole lot of points themselves. I look at this as another defensive struggle, another low-scoring game, and I hope the Cowboys can come out with the victory. If they don't, man, it's going to be another rough week. I can say that much. It got ugly, and I feel like Jerry and Steven, for once, are starting to feel some of the pressure, that it wasn't Dak Prescott sucked it up, or, Zeke Elliott lost the game. Everybody right now collectively is saying, Joneses, this falls on your feet. Mike McCarthy is the guy you brought in and hired. You have made him hold on to Kellen Moore. You ended up letting Mike McCarthy bring in Joe Phoeben, the offensive line coach. You're the one that got rid of our good players. You're the one that ended up saying that, El Paso on Randy Gregory. You're the one that said Amari Cooper, we're going to get rid of him for a 5th-round draft pick. You're the one that said Cedric Wilson was just too expensive. You're the one that said Lyle Collins, we're going to cut him. You're the one that didn't have a backup for Tyron Smith. You're the one that said Cedric Wilson is too expensive. You're the one that said, nah, we don't want to get Von Miller because Von Miller, we don't believe in high-priced free agents. You are the ones, and people are recognizing that you are the ones for all of those issues. And I hope that people follow through and remember those guys are the ones that started this mess. And those guys are the ones to take the blame. But if the Cowboys get a win, things look a hell of a lot different. And they need one bad. All right, good people. I'm going to get to bed early tonight because tomorrow is game day. I've made my chili paste tonight. And I've got my meat chopped up into little cubes for the chili, because we're going to have chili dogs. We're going to have a pot of chili. We're going to have spaghetti with the chili to go over it, with some cheese and stuff to go with it. We're going to have a Greek grilled chicken sub, as well as Jobu Chirk wings and Jobu's regular wings. So we're going to be throwing down tomorrow. I hope you guys will join us here for the festivities. And I think Rio will be here. I think Rashid will be here. David Wiley will be here. I don't know if DMV and all that, but everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome to come through for the game. And we're going to do what we do. And for those out there that say the season's over, you've done and everything else, well, that's on you. The Cowboys turn around, don't come back. Don't be a fair weather fan. If you are truly a fan of the Cowboys and not these ones they call as bandwagon fans, you're here for the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. And that, my friends, is me 100%. I'm here for all that shit. Well, it's been a long day, and I'm going to go back and hit it. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies, and God willing, I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, tell the people you love, you love them. Might not get the chance again. I love you guys. Peace out.